Happy Tuesday. I am so glad that you're here. Today, I want to talk about another fiction book. This one's not mine. This one's from Kara R. Hunt, and it's Paper Dolls Eve. I had the privilege of reading it last night. Well, I've been reading it for the last week, and oh my goodness, is it amazing. I think I love it so much because I feel like I can relate to Eve a little bit. Not the marriage problems, so not the marital aspect of the storyline, and not even the intense the drama of the sub storylines, but just Eve's personality and Eve's characteristics, and just the way that Eve sees herself. I see myself in her that way. So it's a story that I'm really drawn to. But one of the things I love, how fiction can bring real life truths out to us. So one of the things that I really loved about this story was Eve ended up acting very unchristlike, unchristian-like. And no, that's not a good thing. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm trying to get at is that she wasn't perfect. She messed up. She reacted in a way that wasn't her normal. And she didn't have a chance to like check herself. It was like a guttural instinct. And no, just so you know, if you read the story, I'm not having the same issues that Eve's having. I just can relate to her personality. And this is the part that I loved. She knew as soon as she opened her mouth and as soon as she verbally vomited, she knew she was wrong. She knew that it was an unchristlike attitude. She knew that she was not representing Christ well. And she felt guilty about it. She felt bad about it. But you know what I loved the most? I loved the way that her family and her friends rallied around her and did not hold it against her. I love that they did not expect her to be perfect, that she was in the middle of this horrifically stressful situation, and she did not act as Christ-like as she wanted to. She knew she didn't. And while she asked for forgiveness, which is very important, it was not held against her. It was, we get it. We understand. You don't have to be perfect. No guilt needed. Like, I loved that. It was like real life. And yes, I know it's a fiction story, but I'm telling you what, that is the way that we should be treating each other. That is the way that we need to treat our brothers and our sisters, our husbands, our kids. I know that when our kids were growing up, when they were younger, I did not do a very good job of this. I was much more rigid, and I have to teach them this and I have to teach them that. And if things went wrong, then there wasn't a lot of grace shown, and that was my fault and my problem. I had to learn how to accept grace myself before I could give it freely to others. So I guess that's my encouragement for today, is we are not perfect. God does not expect us to be perfect. And if other people expect us to be perfect, well, then that's their problem. That's not our problem. If we confess when we're wrong, if we tell God that we're sorry and then go make it right with the people that we messed up with and tell them that we're sorry, then we need to accept and believe that that grace is real and that grace is true. And so that is the encouragement that I want to give today. We need to be fellowshipping. We need to be we need to be in community with brothers and sisters that accept us and that show us that grace and that allow us to be real. And then if we need to have it done, speak the truth in love to us. But if we genuinely know that we messed up and we ask for forgiveness, it needs to be forgotten, and we need to have that liberty and that freedom to be able to not be perfect. So we need to give that to others. Note to myself, we need to give that to others, but we also need to give it to ourselves. And that was one of the things, one of the many, many things that I loved about Paper Dolls Eve. But I think that you should go pick up not just that one, but the whole entire series. So it starts out with Paper Dolls, and it gives you the overview of all 7 of the dolls. Then it's Paper Dolls Kite. Then it's Paper Dolls Priscilla, Paper Dolls Lydia, and now Paper Dolls Eve. Next will be Paper Dolls Mary and Paper Dolls Jan. And it's Kara R. Hunt. They're available on Amazon. You will absolutely love this whole entire series. But I have to tell you, Eve really spoke to me yesterday, and I really wanted to share that with you today. So I hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I will talk to you next week.